of the Daf Yomi. We're on Daf Gimel, that's naturally page number 3 of Masechet Avodah Zara. Started new tractate over here, jam-packed, act-packed. Masechet Avodah Zara is every single day we're going to do a tidbit within regards to the page. A special edition actually today. There's a special thing that's actually stated over by Rabbi Yehuda in the name of the great sage, the great Rabbi Shmuel, which we learn about in Amud Bet in today's page. Why are people compared to the fish of the sea? That's his question that is posed over here, to teach you that just as fish perish if they leave the water, so do people perish if they abandon Torah and mitzvot. This is what's stated over. So I saw a very fascinating article actually on the Chabad website, interesting enough, which has fantastic things. The website, it does have in itself, where they give 7 inspiring Jewish lessons which we can learn from fish. Now, it's actually very interesting. They say that the zodiac is very connected to fish, respectively. This is what's the first thing we can say within regards to that. The zodiac sign is the Hebrew month of Adar. It's fish, naturally. And many people might be surprised that Jewish mysticism includes let's say, references to classic astrology. And the fish has its profound significance in both. And let's just look at these, let's say, aquatic creatures and what they might teach us. First of all, they maintain a forward-facing outlook. That's the first thing that's stated over. Most fish cannot swim backwards. That's the first thing we can say. Eels being a rare exception, obviously, to this. Now, memories can ground us and help inform our decision. Obviously, we've got good memory. But our sights should be set firmly on the present, what's happening now, with the goal of shaping the future. Now, to paraphrase, I think there was a great Lithuanian rabbi in the 19th century, Rabbi Yisrael Slanta. He says, as long as we are alive, we can still accomplish. That's one of the first lessons that we can learn within regards to this. Another interesting tidbit is that everyone moves at their own pace. This is another thing that we can learn within regards to fish. Well, let's say sailfish over here can move at nearly 70 miles per hour. The dwarf, let's just say, seahorse, only covers about 5 feet in the same time. Now, the lattice place is so slow, you can barely detect it moving at all. But it is, let's say, likewise, even if our pace is slow, it doesn't mean we are not progressing. Even if as long as we're moving slowly, even small steps, that's great. The Shlomo Melech, King Solomon, actually advises, educate a child according to his way. Progress for one individual can look very different from another. Someone can go very slowly, someone can go very quickly, we know. We need not always be a sailfish. We need to make sure we are swimming in the right direction. Now, another advice that can be given over here. Don't fall asleep on a job. While you're doing a task, don't daydream, don't fall asleep in of itself. Now, most fish, they rest, as we say, but they never sleep as humans do. They must remain alert to danger constantly. And we're in the middle of a war at the moment. We have to be ready if a siren comes on the whole time. So maybe we get a bit of taste, unfortunately, of this, let's just say, this insight. When we've worked on ourselves and and feel that we have reached a level of success, it's easy to let's say, our guard down in these situations. But as the great Rabbi Hillel Azaken, Hillel the Elder, says, do not trust yourself until the day of your death. That's what stated over. So you can see that complacency can lead to a backsliding. That can be one of the things that can lead to. And losing much of what we have already gained. So that's a problem with complacency, so on and so forth. Another fourth insight over here. This is your sharp edges affect you too. What's this? Let's say the fang-tooth fish is several inches long, but its teeth are disproportionately large. It cannot even close its own mouth. That physical constraint allows a lot of food to, let's say, to simply float away. Being particularly sharp, let's just say, or combative can be an advantage, naturally, in some instances. But having extra sharp teeth might come back to bite us, or at least leave us, let's just say, with limited by our inability to maintain social connections. Now, a couple more teachings that we can see from this actually excellent article here on the Chabad website. It states over, when a leader is needed, one has got to step up to the plate. Rusty angelfish are born female. In time, one will become anatomically male and assume that role within the group. This teaches us about individual responsibility. Now we know that throughout our lives, we may rely on leadership figures to guide us. But when we're confronted with a challenge that requires us, let's say, to step up, we each have the potential to become that specific guide. So we've got to step up to the plate in general. Don't be a fish out of water. That's another advice given. Fish need oxygen-rich water to survive. This is what we're talking about here in today's page. We know that. The first century sage, Rabbi Akiva, was once asked why he continued to study Torah at a time when the Romans forbade it. Why are you studying? He answered, as water is to fish, so is Torah to the Jew. This is like the insight that's given in today's page in the Gemara. God's teachings not only provide direction and purpose, but also it's the secret to Jewish survival. That's something very interesting we can also state out. And now seventh, let's say the seventh and last teaching that's actually given over. Whenever, let's say wherever you roam, your soul can come home. Now we know salmon travel hundreds of miles and spend years in the ocean. That's one of the things that salmon do, far from their breeding ground. And yet we know that when it's time, they find their way back to the same riverbed in which they were spawned. Every human being, we can say, was created in the image of Hashem, that Tselem Elokim, and has a mission to fulfill during his or her lifetime. As far as, let's say, we may stray from our true identity, we can always circle back to our roots as godly, God-conscious begins. And that's very important. These are different lessons from the fish, which you very much learn about in today's page in the Gemara. The insight, just to reiterate, was that Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of the sage Shmuel over here in Daf Bet, in Amud Bet of page number 3, why are the people compared to the fish of the sea? To teach you that just as fish perish, they leave the water, so do people perish if they abandon Torah and mitzvot. That very much goes with what Rabbi Akiva was teaching us at the time period of the first Beit Shemesh, when he would teach Torah still in the throngs of the public and, let's say, disobey the orders at that point in time. And he continued Torah and preserving the Torah at that point in time and didn't stop, because you know that there's an interesting story with a man of name, I think his name was Paphos, who, let's say, was too scared to learn Torah. And then eventually he would see Rabbi Akiva inside the story. We learn about this, especially it's a nice parable to say in the time of Beit Shemesh. It's very, very interesting. I'll leave you all to say this. So everyone have a good day. Wishing you well and take care. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks and have a great day. Bye.